Hello, friends. So, this is my new pedal board from XTS. Barry and Eric at XTS. They're great, man. They're really great. Thanks, you guys, for making this pedal board. Eric has a great name, by the way. And, yeah, so Barry did a really great walkthrough of this. And, yeah, I'm just going to hand it over to Barry because I got to run. So, over to you, Barry.
All right. Thanks. So this is the walkthrough. Yeah. So all the plug-in stuff is going to happen over here. So this is your interface. Yeah. Guitar goes in here. This is your insert. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. And then this is the out to the amp. So normally you'll just go guitar here and this goes out to the amp. So let's look at signal flow. Well, the other plug-in that you should know is power is going to go back here. And again, that's an IEC cable. And you just need, wherever you're at in the world, you just need to find the thing that fits here and then fits the wall. So when you plug in over here on the interface, if you look at this signal flow, it'll tell you where the signal goes. So the first thing you're going to hit is the wah pedal right here. Then it's going to go to the fuzz, then the ODR, then the EQ. And then in the signal flow, it runs to your insert. So when you want to try out a new dirt pedal or something like that, instead of tearing stuff off the board, you can go from the send out. So send to the pedal, return from the pedal. So this would go to the pedal input. This would come from the pedal output. And now that pedal is between the EQ and the volume. Without tearing anything up, I just put a pedal in my signal path here before. So if you add a fuzz, it might go before the board. If you added a reverb, it might go after the board. Dirt pedals, modulation pedals, things like that, you can put in that insert and they'll be in just the right spot. So after the insert comes the volume pedal. This feeds your tuner. So when you want to tune silently, heel down on that, you can tune silently. Also, as you're playing, you can look down and kind of see, cheat and see if you're in tune. So then you go volume to the chorus, to the trem, to the delay, to the reverb, and then to the looper, so it can capture everything that you've got going on. Out of the looper into the out of this interface here. And so for the underneath, which you will rarely need to look at, here's the power stuff. Remember, power goes in here, and then you have two open ports here to power pedals that are not on the board. So with these ports, you can power almost anything that's on the market now. So they're 9 volts, 500 mils. These are actually switchable ports here. You'll need to be careful. They're set at 9 now, but you could purposefully or by accident set them to 12 or 18. And if you feed 12 or 18 to the wrong pedal, you could damage that pedal. So this powers this little box. This makes sure that everything is on its own isolated power. That'll give you flexibility in the future, because if something changes, you won't need to worry, is it compatible with the other thing it's daisy chained with and stuff like that. So this is as platform ready as we can kind of make it. So you can pop these pedals off and put new ones on, and you're probably going to be good with power, and you're probably going to be good signal flow wise. You'll notice here that Eric has done things, our Eric has done things like looping this back, so that if you wound up replacing this with a top jack pedal, you've got enough cable there to make the connection. Similar things here as well. So we kind of made you, without making it a mess, gave you as much flexibility as we possibly could. So you should be really well set up. Should something go wrong, first thing, check these connections over here. Make sure that you're fully plugged in there, pull stuff out of the insert to make sure that you don't have an issue there. Go ahead and turn all the pedals on. make sure all their lights come on. Make sure that they've all got power. If any of these pedals, in fact, this pedal, this pedal, this pedal, this pedal, this pedal, if you lose power, this pedal too, if you lose power, the board will stop working. So we need to make sure that all these pedals have the power that they need. Then if you've got something, you know, kind of fussing or crackling or whatever, go through and just wiggle every connector. If you've got dirt, what you'll hear is it'll go like rustle, 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 rustle. And then as you rotate it, you'll hear that rustle diminish to the point, potentially to the point that it's gone. What you're doing there is you're sweeping the connector and sweeping that dirt out of the connector. If that problem persists, you'll pull the plug, spray some Deoxit in there. D5 is the product from Deoxit. It's in a small, mostly black can with red embellishments. You spray a little spritz in there, land the plug, do a better job than I am. And then just work the plug in and out a little bit. That will clean all the contacts, clean up the corrosion, and probably get you back up and running. Should you pop a pedal up for whatever reason, maybe you're going to replace it, we use dual lock, which is kind of it's not like hook and loop tape. It's two sets of pins that lock into one another. What you want to be careful with is when you press things back down, that all the pads are lined up and you should hear it go snap. If it makes sort of this soft, squishy sound, you mash the pins up and it's not going to hold as well as it would. That's kind of it as far as troubleshooting. If you get way in the weeds, you can split the board up. You could test the first half of the board by going guitar into here, out to the amp, and we could see, is the problem in the dirt boxes? Or we can test the back half of the board by going guitar here, out to the amp, and then we could tell if we've got a problem with some of these boxes. What's going to, if history is any guide, what will flake out first is dirt. Dirt will get infiltrated in there. It's a good thing to keep it covered when you're not using it. You'll see Eric in a lot of videos brushing the boards off. Dust is not your friend. Keep it off the board to the best of your abilities. The next thing that'll fail after that are these type of foot switches, these clacky foot switches. That's a soft one, so that's probably a relay bypass. And then, you know, what fails is the big mechanical things. So the things that you stomp on, the plugs and the jacks, those interfaces where dirt can get in, those are the things that flake out. Cables rarely fail with the way that we make them here. As always, if you have an issue, you just touch base with us and we help you maintain it. And certainly, if you're ever in Nashville, you bring it by and we'll give it a once over and clean it up. That's all kind of part of the deal. So as far as care and feeding, I think that'll serve you a long time.
Good.
Okay, so if you stay till the end, which is now, this is a special Uncle Larry surprise. So yesterday I was at the Nick Govert record release party, and I was sitting in the front row, and he threw me this pick. It's Rolling Rod. It's really nice. So thanks to Uncle Larry down in 3rd and Lindsay. It's a really nice pick. They don't make these anymore. And write in the comments if you stayed till the end and saw the Uncle Larry surprise.